My job as a first response paramedic wasn't as easy as some people imagine. Long nights, stress-filled days, shifts that never seemed to end. That was my life. I started as a trainee at 17, and by 21 I was on the payroll. I've heard plenty of strange stories in this line of work, but what happened that night was different. It changed me. The call came late, when the suburbs were swallowed by a darker kind of night. The dispatch didn't tell us much, just an address out in a remote area. My partner and I rolled out, sirens slicing the silence. The road turned into a narrow dirt track that wound between tall trees that seemed to close in behind us. We couldn't drive the ambulance down the driveway. It was too narrow and littered with fallen branches. So we parked and walked, kit bags in hand, our flashlights cutting through the heavy black. The first sign that something was wrong was the silence. No birds, no insects, only the sound of our boots on gravel. Then came the smell, putrid, like damp, rotting leaves mixed with something else. Something acidic, like spoiled meat. When we reached the house, the sight was worse than anything I'd imagined. Clothes were scattered across the front lawn and porch, and there were clotted streaks of blood on the porch steps, as if something had been dragged away. The screams from inside weren't wholly human. There was an underlying tone, like the buzzing of a giant insect. A pale-faced man opened the door, eyes red from crying and terror. He clutched a holy book to his chest, words stumbling and broken. "My daughter. There's something in her. It's not her," he whispered, hauling us inside. Inside was worse. Blood smeared the floor, but there were also long, winding lines of blood, as if someone had been drawing strange symbols with a finger. The air felt heavy and unnaturally cold. The sounds came from down the hall, screaming, animalistic snoring, and a wet, repeated tearing, a squelching. When we reached the closed bedroom door, the screaming stopped abruptly. Then, from behind the door, a voice that was no longer human at all rang out. Two tones at once, like two voices speaking together. "Leave me alone." The father couldn't stand it. He burst forward and smashed the door in with a desperate shove. What I saw then will haunt me forever. She wasn't just on the bed. She was floating a few inches above it, surrounded by a faint halo of dark mist. Her eyes were completely black, without any white. She kept stabbing herself with a knife, but the wounds didn't bleed normally. Thin wisps of black smoke rose from them. When she turned toward me, she gave a wide, impossible smile, full of unnaturally sharp, fine teeth. Holding her back felt like facing unnatural strength. It wasn't the power of an adult human. It was the strength of something old and malevolent. She screamed in my face, and the smell that came with it was like old gray.